everybody. Marilyn from Good Enough Quilting. We finished our first project together. We are so excited. The support's been amazing. I have like a, not I, we have a ton of followers, a ton of subscribers. It's only been like 3 or 4 days since we launched this channel. We don't know what we're doing, but you guys are supporting us and we really thank you. So here's the quilt we made. The first episode we had on this quilt is the equipment and how to cut the circles and how to fuse the batting and how to turn it inside out and this quilt has 72 circles. The second video we did had to do with sewing them in rows, sewing them in columns, and keeping the slits up except for the last row, because you needed slits down so that the slits wouldn't show forever on your quilt. The second episode, I asked you guys to decide if you wanted a square quilt or the scalloped edge quilt. I was kind of hoping you'd all go scalloped edge quilt, but if you did square quilt, post some pictures because I want to see it. All right, so once you have all your columns and all your rows sewed together, you have to top stitch those flappy lips. So to top stitch, this is already all top stitched. To top stitch, you start here at the top. Can you see this, Charlie?
Yep.
And you do this. You do it like in an S pattern. I used my quilting walking foot because it's a ton of fabric to go down. And then you just do them. It doesn't matter if you do this first or it doesn't matter. But I would do all of them at once. So I did all of this and then I did all of that. This quilt, the only other thing you have to do after top stitching, which it's tedious, you guys, it's a lot of work. Don't worry about how perfect it is. It's so busy and it's so bohemian, it kind of looks cool to be a little wonky. So don't worry about that. After you do that, you have to stitch around the outside of the entire quilt, the perimeter of the entire quilt. And all I did was start here and I just stitched down. The chalk lines we drew earlier with that 6 3/8 piece of cardboard will probably be gone by now because we've played with the fabric so much. But you just sew down here, sew down there, sew down there. Hopefully that will stabilize this last piece of batting right here. If you decided to have a square quilt, not a scalloped edge quilt, kind of like that, scallop, you have to fold these over and stitch, top stitch down, fold this over, top stitch down. And if you do that, I want to see that, post some pictures because I want to see what that looks like. That's it. Here's my deal. I'm not sure I like this one better than the one I made 15 years ago. This one was all scraps. So all the backs were scraps. That's what the back looks like. All the backs were scraps. In the quilt I made, I'm going to bend over here. So, in the quilt I made 15 years ago, this quilt, which is smaller than this quilt I made for a 6-foot tall friend of mine. This quilt was for me. So I'm only 5 feet tall. So this one I used, see the back is all the same fabric. So all the lips are the same. I think if I make another one of these, and I will, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with a really wild back fabric. This is pretty wild. That then makes wild lips. Because I think I like this one better. My husband Charlie, you want to be called a videographer or do you want to be called a cameraman?
Charlie's fine.
Okay. So my darling husband Charlie, I don't know what I was saying, but anyway, there we go. So we are done. We did our first start to finish quilt on this channel and I'm so freaking excited. So if you want to stick with me a little bit, let's have a toast. I know it's daytime drinking, but let's just have a little sip of wine to celebrate this Come on over here, Charlie. Let's just click these. Can you see it? Yeah, you got it?
Got it.
Salute. Salute. Thanks for supporting us, you guys. Check out this glass. This is a glass I got at my local quilt shop. It says, if you fill it to this line, it comes out winding ways, which is a quilt pattern. If you fill it to this line, it comes out spinning pinwheel, which is a quilt pattern. And if you fill it to this line, it comes up drunkard's path, which is a quilt pattern. How cool is that? So, the quilt shop that I go to is called Bold Notion Quilting. It's in Brooksville. Lauren is the owner, and she's wonderful. She helps me pick out fabrics sometimes. She has a great select. She's online. She's got an online presence. Bold Notion, it's her business. Bold Notion Quilting. Her and her father-in-law, Dave, do most of my quilts. I was just in there anyway, that's where I got that glass from. And I was in there the other day to pick up a quilt that she was edge-to-edge quilting for me. Not her, probably Dave. But might have been somebody else in her shop, I don't know. But they all do a fabulous job. Great turnaround time. Okay, enough of that. But anyway, I asked her, can I say your company on my channel? And she said, absolutely, she's wonderful. So let me show you what I just picked up at Lauren's, and I think it's going to be our next project. So it's underneath this quilt. So I got to take this quilt down. I haven't put the edging on, the binding on the quilt I just picked up at Lauren's at Bold Notion Quilting. But check that out. Is that awesome or what? I think it's such a cute little quilt. These are all 4.5 by 6 blocks, and I used up a bunch of scraps. The doorways in these cute little houses, I fancy cutted, and I have some people and things poking through. Like there's a little bird saying, good morning. And what else I got? I didn't do a lot of them, but I did quite a few of them. Do you see any other ones? Oh, here's a little butterfly. Peace sign. There's kids looking through the door. Oh, here's a little kid looking through the door saying good morning. I got a bunch of dogs too, as I recall. Oh, here's a poodle. Here's a poodle. Oh, check out this moose looking sideways. This is kind of cool. Do you see that one? I did a moose looking sideways. There's a pirate checking us out. So anyway, this is what we're going to do. And you can see her beautiful edge-to-edge quilting that she did. All right, so I don't have a binding on it yet, but I'll get a binding on it. So that's the next project we're going to do. However, I don't want to spend, I love Lauren, I love her shop, and I will always have edge-to-edge quilting that needs to be done. And she does custom too, but yeah, I surely can't afford that. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to figure out a way where we can do it as a Quilt As You Go project. So I already got it pretty much figured out. And I also want to put some trees in here. I want to do 4.5 by 6 inch trees just to break it up a little bit. So that's probably going to be our next project once I figure it all out. And I hope you like it. I hope you like your circles to square circles. I'm just so grateful. I know. It's been great. My husband and I, Charlie, the videographer / camera guy, we've had a lot of fun doing this. And I mean, we only launched I'm getting all the jargon. We launched like 4 days ago, and we already have well over 1,000 views and like 50 subscribers, and I just don't even know how it happened. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time. Oh, wait, no, did you already shut it off? Oh, thank goodness. I didn't talk to you about what I do, how I wash these quilts. All right, I don't pre-wash anything, ever. Maybe if I was doing a red and white quilt, I'd pre-wash it, because reds bleed into the whites quite a bit when you wash it the first couple times. Here's what I do. This quilt, hold on, this quilt that we just made, Oh, here's the back if you want to see the back. This quilt that we just made has that polyester fleece batting we ironed on. So polyester melts. So that means no hot water when you wash it. Got to use cold water wash. And not a hot dryer setting. You got to use a cooler dryer setting. Here's what I do. I put like 3 or 4 of these sheets in there. It's a color catcher. There's all kinds of different manufacturers. You can get it at your local grocery store. I put like 3 or 4 of these in there, just in case something bleeds, just in case. And then I dry it on cool, and I like to wash and dry my quilts before I give them away. I'm giving that away as a gift. And I wash and dry my quilts before I give them away because I like when the cotton shrink and the batting bubbles. Charlie, you call it something else.
Fluffy.
Fluffy. Charlie calls it fluffy. I like that better. So I will definitely wash that before I give it to my friend. And that's about it. I'm just so excited. So thanks, guys. It's been great. We've had a great time. Gives us something to talk about. Gives us something to do. We're both retired, and we've got some time. So thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. All right. See you next time.